Hi friends, today, let's take a journey to a hidden gem. A place where the air is still and the mountains whisper secrets. We're heading to Gomara, a sanctuary of peace tucked away at the edge of the world. It was the 15th of April, just as the New Year festivities were winding down. In Colombo, the sun was unforgiving. So, we went in search of the mountains. We wanted somewhere quiet. Somewhere unpopular, a place to simply breathe and reset. By 10 o'clock a.m., we reached the bustling hub of Katugastota, leaving the city behind. We wound through Manikhinna and Naranpanawa until we reached the village of Huluganga. This charming town is a beautiful tapestry of mixed communities, living side by side. Look around at these emerald slopes. These are the Lebanon and Hathley tea estates. Because we are in the upper reaches of the Huluganga River, the high rainfall climate is exactly what feeds the countless waterfalls. Right in the heart of the town, we stopped at the Huluganga viewpoint. After a quick stop at the ticket counter, we descended the stairs to see the waterfall. Nearby, the old Huluganga anicut, a traditional water diversion system, silently channeled the river toward distant fields. After our short pause, we began to drive toward Gomara via the Bahirawa road. The journey was heavenly. Every turn revealed layers of vibrant greenery. And the breeze began to cool. The clear blue sky and white clouds, such a beautiful day. Our second stop was the famous Saree Ella. This waterfall is a natural masterpiece. We took the moderate walk down the narrow trail. Seeing the water shimmering through the trees from a distance, with water cascading down the rock face in a way that looks exactly like the graceful folds of a traditional saree. Being a holiday, the falls were alive with families, everyone eager for a refreshing dip to wash away the April heat. Unlike the more crowded tourist spots, Gomara remains quiet and uncommercialized. It's a place of simple guest houses and rugged campsites, perfect for anyone wanting to leave the city's heat behind and enjoy the true peaceful silence of the Sri Lankan highlands. We were in no hurry to leave, so we wandered slowly, taking our time to enjoy the evergreen landscape and the breathtaking views all around us. We simply cannot describe the true feeling of peace, freedom, and satisfaction we found in this quiet and heavenly place. Continuing our drive, the roads grew quiet. We crossed narrow bridges and passed through stunning landscapes that felt entirely our own. Occasionally, we'd pass locals walking on foot. Resilient people whose lives in these remote hills are far from easy. It felt as if they were living in a different time, where life moved slower and happiness came from simple things. Watching them, a thought kept running through my mind. Perhaps true richness is not in comfort or money, but in living close to nature with a peaceful heart. Knuckles Mountain Range is one of Sri Lanka's greatest nature treasures. It holds many rare plants and animals, found nowhere else in the world. These mountains give life through water, feeding rivers, reservoirs, farms, and even hydropower. Forests also help bring rain and keep the climate balanced. For local people, Knuckles is part of daily life, full of history, nature, and old stories. It is also a special place for hikers and travelers who come to enjoy its peaceful beauty. We stopped at a small Katugastota to have a cup of tea, a cluster of tiny boutiques, where we met Malika. She served us hot wade and fried rolls, followed by her signature masala tea, rich with milk and spices. As she worked, Mangalika shared her story. A hard-working woman from the tea estates, she carries a big dream of building a better life through her small shop. By 2:00 p.m., we reached Rohana Estate camping and lodging. Our room was clean and spacious, simple yet comforting after a long day of travel. Through the wide glass window, the mountains stood quietly in the distance, wrapped in mist and morning light. Just outside, a small balcony waited for us. Perfect little corner to sit, breathe the cool air, and simply enjoy the peaceful view. The contact of Mr. Rohana's lodge included in the description. After a warm welcome and a hearty plate of country-style rice and curry, we took a short 2-kilometer trek through the tea estate. We walked slowly, letting the silence of the mountains settle over us. The trail was gentle, winding slowly through the cool mountain air, as if inviting us to walk without hurry. Tall trees stood quietly on both sides, their leaves whispering with the wind. While birds hidden among the branches filled the silence with soft songs. The path was not difficult, and that made the journey even sweeter. Wildflowers grew beside the narrow trail. We could stop often, breathe deeply, and simply admire the beauty around us. And each step upward opened a wider view. Green hills rolled endlessly into the distance. At the top, the view felt almost unreal. Mountains stood one after another, fading into the blue horizon. While clouds drifted slowly beneath us, it was one of those rare places where time seemed to pause, and all that mattered was the quiet joy of being there. we made our way back down to our lodging. The view of return path felt entirely different. The only small distraction? The famous leeches of the knuckles. They are out in abundance here, so you should prepare for it. After a quick, refreshing shower, we headed up to the rooftop terrace. The view from there was majestic. We sat there, sipping tea and watching the sun set down, joined by our host, Mr. Rohana.
ඉස්සෙල්ලාම හිඳන් යන්න ඕනේ ලෙබනන් ඩිවිෂන් එකට ගිහිල්ලා එතනින් යන්න ඕනේ රත්නගිරියට. උසකට නැගලා ආයෙ බහින්න ඕනේ. බහැලා ආයෙ නගින්න ඕනේ.
A true wanderlust at heart. He's explored every corner of these mountains and many parts of the world. Even with his busy life, he sat with us, sharing stories as the sky turned to ink. As the day began to fade, the golden evening sun was dipping low, painting the mountains in a whole new light. You're looking right at the natural border that divides the Kandy and Matali districts, the iconic flat-topped Bathalegala, and the majestic Hunas mountain range. We could see the distant Bahirawa Kanda in Kandy, but standing tallest of all was Gombaniya, the highest peak of the Knuckles, guarding the horizon like a silent giant. The next morning, the birds were our alarm clock. I opened my eyes to a pinky purple sky framed perfectly by the glass windows of our room. We had our morning tea on the rooftop terrace, our favorite place in the lodge, watching the stunning mountain range spread before us. Later, we took a short walk. The morning walk in the mountains felt calm and refreshing. The air was cool, and the soft sunlight touched the hills gently. Birds were singing, and the trees moved quietly with the breeze. Every step along the path brought peaceful views of green valleys and distant peaks. It was a simple walk, but it filled the heart with joy and freedom.
Bye-bye, Ewan.
When we returned, our breakfast was ready, a traditional Sri Lankan morning meal of steaming string hoppers, creamy potato curry, spicy coconut sambal, and a delicious fish curry. It was the perfect start to the day. Refreshed, we set out for Jodu Ella, the Twin Falls. We stopped briefly at Malika's boutique to refill our tires. A small but vital service in such an isolated place. Malika's husband helped us. We parked near a tiny tea hut at the end of the road and followed a narrow path through the tea bushes, passing a quiet meditation center along the way. On the trail, we met a local named Kalu. He spoke of the beautiful waterfalls in the village. He also shared the heartbreaking story, the recent Dithwa hurricane, that had left its mark on the village. Because of the dry spell, the water was lower than usual. The twins were still beautiful. We couldn't resist. We jumped in for a fresh dip. The clear, cold water flowed gently over the rocks, inviting us for a refreshing dip. It was simple, pure, and deeply calming. As we sat by the shallow stream, tiny fish gathered around our feet, giving us a natural fish therapy. Surrounded by the sound of falling water and the peace of the forest, it felt like nature itself was taking care of us. Before leaving, we stopped for a snack of spicy roti and belly mel, a fragrant herbal tea made from dried flowers. We enjoyed herbal drink with kithal jaggery, a deep caramel-like sweet made by Lionel, a local craftsman. Did you know? Kithal treacle is a labor of love. It's extracted from the flower of the fishtail palm. Tappers must climb high into the canopy to collect the sap, which is then slow boiled for hours until it becomes a thick golden syrup. Lionel is skilled kithal tapper in this village. We bought some of his finest treacle to support his journey. Lionel is a man of simple contentment, even though the hardships of living with less facilities in such a remote area. As we sat there, Lionel's 2-year-old granddaughter played nearby. She is clearly the light of his life. He told us of his narrow escape from a recent landslide. He lives in total harmony with the nature and believes that if you respect nature, it will protect you. We said goodbye to Lionel and continued our journey back home through the beautiful mountain villages, the quiet roads, green hills, and peaceful little homes made the farewell feel even more special, leaving us with memories we would carry for a long time. I invite you to visit Gomara, but I have a small request. Please, do not pollute this sanctuary or disturb the rhythm of local life. Part of me wishes these places could stay hidden forever. But if you are a true nature lover, this is your paradise. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next adventure.